Hello and welcome to week 4 of this kind of weight loss series. So before we get started, 3 things. First of all, the starting weight. So the starting weight this week is 79.2 kilos. So we'll see what I am at the end of this video and this week. The second point is please subscribe if you haven't already. A lot of people are watching these videos, especially week 1, that was pretty popular. But not a lot are subscribed. So please hit subscribe below, that really helps. And then the third thing is, these videos are getting a bit long, so I've split them up into chapters that have what I hope are relevant titles. So if there's just a bit you're interested in, then you can zoom to that part of the video and you don't have to watch me waffle on for the full thing. So yeah, it's Monday today. It's supposed to rain later, so I'm just out for a quick 17-18 mile ride on my dinner hour. And yeah, it's quite nice actually. It's a little bit cloudy, but as you can see the sun's come out now and it's lovely and warm, really nice. So yeah, this is week 4 and this is my final week of not really having any training focus and just thinking about diet and doing some exercise. See where we are at the end of the week weight wise. Still going to keep the diet in check after that. We might eat just a bit more because I'm going to do some more focused training. So yeah, this week I'm really going to think about what I'm going to do for that training. I have found a training plan on Strava instead of using my friends, which might be good. But I think after this week I'm going to just have a few days break. So I'm not going to jump straight into the training. And during those few days have a rest and then do an FTP test of some sort because I need a baseline. I really can't be bothered doing one, but it's so pointless following a training plan when you have no kind of metrics to see if it was successful or not. So yeah, do that. I think I might do that on the Thursday of the long bank holiday weekend because I'll be quite, you know, fresh. I'll be able to lie in that morning and stuff, and then I'll be able to use the rest of the bank holiday weekend to kind of do some easier riding before starting my training plan on the Monday. But enough about what's happening after this week. This week hopefully it's going to be a bit easier than last week. I don't have a car to fix in my spare time, which is going to mean I'll have more energy to do other stuff. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to have a bit more time. I'm also not going to work this week. Well, I am, but working from home. So I'm going to not have to commute in, which is quite a time sink. Well, I'll be doing the cycling anyway, but still just getting up at like 6 AM is a pain. The only other thing really that I've committed to is I'm going to drive over and see my dad because my mum's away. So I'm going to do that on Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday I'll probably just do something during the day on the bike, because as soon as I finish work at 5:30 I have to zoom over. Also have to go see my uncle and give him some tools back that he lent me for the car. So I think that's enough for Monday. Nothing much else to talk about. Today's pretty packed with meetings at work, so as soon as I get in, I don't think I'm going to have time for anything to eat. So I will just grab a protein shake and then try and find something I can make quickly between meetings after that. Okay, it's Wednesday now. I skipped Tuesday. I decided to have that as my rest day because the weather was a bit crap, and I also had a bit of a personal project I wanted to get on with yesterday evening, which is another cycling project, so more to come about that in the videos soon, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm just filming before I jump on the Wattbike because it does get a bit noisy. The camera seems to really pick up noise from the bike. I don't know why. But yeah, so just doing an easy ride indoors. I'm pretty pressed for time. I've got about an hour spare at midday. This afternoon, evening time, I have to drive over to my dad's place. So I'm not gonna have time to ride this evening. So I figured I'd just do an hour on the Wattbike. I've got FulGaz loaded. I've got a nice little flat route, I think it's flat, to Australia, along the coast of Australia to do. So I'm gonna just get that done. And then hopefully I'll get it done and have time for something to eat before I have to go back to work. So yeah, just a short one today. It's Thursday now and it is really windy. It's about 30km/h winds with about 50km/h gusts. And I think I found just a tiny section here with a hedge to my side, cutting through the wind, where I can film a little bit. I've also forgotten to eat today. I've been really busy at work, and normally if I'm doing an evening ride I'll make something to eat about 3 o'clock. Completely forgot. So I've just had like kind of a normal breakfast and small dinner, It's one of them where you have to pedal downhill, it's that strong. So yeah, as I was saying, I didn't really eat that much, so I just had kind of a flat jacky thing before setting off. I feel like I could do something else though, to be honest. On a loop about 40 miles, pretty flat. We're going out into the headwind, and then we're going home with the tailwind, so it should be a nice journey home. And I'm now heading straight back with a tailwind, with blue skies ahead, which is always good. When I get in tonight, on the menu is a curry, a beef curry with rice, so that will be delicious. So I'm looking forward to that. And I've also picked my training plan that I'm going to start a week on Monday, because this is kind of the last sort of weight loss video, and then after this is going to be all training. So I picked my plan, and I want to draw it out on a whiteboard, but I don't have a whiteboard, so I need to go and get one maybe at the weekend. And yeah, it'll just be nice to be able to have it up on the wall, exactly what I'm doing. Behind the Wattbike. The roads are very, very quiet tonight. It's really strange. I don't know why they're so quiet, because apart from the wind, it's pretty nice. Like, it's a nice night to go out for a little tootle in the car. But because the roads are so quiet, there's loads of wildlife. I've seen 3 deers. One of them I might have caught on camera, but it was quite far away, so it might be not be very useful. But yeah, a lot of wildlife out tonight. So it's Saturday morning now. I think it's about 10 AM. I did want to get out for 9, but I've just been sort of like dithering about in the house and not getting around to it. I'm finally out now. I did cycle yesterday, but I did it indoors, so I didn't film it because there's not much to film. I just couldn't face another day into the wind. But it's windy again today, but not quite as windy. It does feel like England's never going to stop being windy. This has got to be the windiest year I've ever experienced as a cyclist. It's just been constant, with the odd day where it hasn't been windy. But not as frustrating as the ride indoors yesterday, which I did on FulGaz. And I did the Cap de Formentor ride in Mallorca on FulGaz. And it just crashed just after the lighthouse on the way back. So yeah, it just crashed and I lost all the ride data, which is frustrating to say the least. Then I gave up, I couldn't be bothered trying to do it again. It's just, yeah, annoying. And you find that with a lot of apps aimed at cycling, that they're just a bit flaky and crap, to be honest with you. The only decent ones are Sufferfest, which is now System. That seems pretty flawless on the whole, and also Zwift. So yeah, I think Sufferfest, or System as it is now, does have like a FulGaz type thing on it. Is it Ruby maybe? I don't know. They bought some new stuff and maybe I could try using that, but I think I'm going to go back to Zwift. It's the only one that I actually kind of enjoy. Sufferfest is really good, but there's just not enough variety, so I get bored. So yeah, it's pretty cold right now, maybe like 10 degrees, hence the base layer again. But just out for a spin, 50 miles, mostly flat, coming back over a few hills by Castle Howard. So we've just turned left after that flag, which probably gives you an idea of the headwind now. And this is half of what it was yesterday and the day before. I don't normally cycle on a cycle path, but that was the A64, which is a pretty busy road, and especially on a Saturday. It's the main road between York and the coast, and it is kind of the main road that everybody goes on if they want to go to the coast from sort of the middle of the country. So yeah, it's definitely safer in that situation to use the cycle path. Just in the Mauritius now, Lower Mauritius I think this is called, which is kind of a flat lane, which is usually empty, famous last words. That's just going to cut across west a little bit for us. After this we have the only bit of main road, unfortunately, which is 3 miles on the main tourist route to Pickering. Oh look, a car. I said famous last words. Yeah, so it'll be the main tourist route to Pickering for 3 miles. Then after that we turn off towards Flamingo Land, and then it should be all country lanes for the next kind of 30 miles. all the way home. So while I've got the bushes for shelter, and it might actually come out okay, the audio, who knows. Yeah, breakfast was just usual really, porridge, banana, a little bit of sugar, because I don't really like porridge, but it does work really well for me when cycling. And because I knew I was doing a decent ride, I thought a bit of sugar won't harm. And then a latte, which is something I have every morning. That's like a staple that I will not give up. Okay, busy road done. It was quite busy actually, wasn't it at first, but then got busier when I got stuck behind the other cyclist. And yeah, we're off it now. That's also the last kind of main bit of north direction, so should be no more head-on headwind. The guy we got stuck behind had a 312 jersey on, and I really wanted to chat to him for two reasons. One, just to see what route he did and if he liked it, and two, just to see if it's someone that I not know, I'm aware of. Let's put. So someone I've chatted to before, but I've never met in real life. That's the best way of putting it. So yeah, tried to ask him if he was his name as I went past, and he just looked at me kind of like, why are you talking to me? It's a headwind, get in front so I can jump on kind of way. Talking of the kit that guy was wearing, he had the 312, I don't think it was a jersey actually, I think it was a jacket. He had the 312 jacket on, and I've got a 312 jersey that I've still never worn. Obviously the event was at the start of this kind of series, just before this started, and I sized up on the jersey because it was a bit tight. Tried it on again this week thinking, oh, I should wear it, and yeah, it's now way too big. To be fair, I never even tried on the sized up one, which was perhaps my mistake, so oh well. Maybe when I go back to Mallorca I'll be able to pick up the right one. The ride home now is pretty much the same as the ride I do every week. It's already featured in this video once at least, so I'm going to put the camera away. Hopefully I'll get a ride in tomorrow depending on the weather, but yeah, for the rest of the day today, I'm going to get my head down, get back and watch the F1. It's Monday evening now, and I haven't been cycling today just because the weather has been on and off not too good, and I had quite a lot of other stuff on. I did go cycling yesterday, but I didn't film it because it was quite late when I set off, and it was a nice evening, but I didn't have a lot of time, so I just wanted to get the ride done, and I didn't have anything particularly interesting to film, so didn't bother taking the camera out. So let's get to the figures. So this week I've weighed in at 77.6 kilos, which is a 1.6 kilo loss over this week, which I'm really happy with, and that puts me at a 7.3 kilogram loss over the 4 weeks. And I think my first starting weigh-in wasn't actually correct. I don't know why. It's what the scales used. I've used the same scales in the same location at the same time of day, but it just felt like it was a little bit too high. My weight loss in week 1 was too much, even when you consider water loss. So I'd probably put it closer to about 6 kilogram loss in total over the 4 weeks, which is still an excellent result, and still sort of on the sort of like top end of how much you want to be losing in such a short amount of time, but still I'd say quite sustainable, especially if I'm going to carry on with sort of like healthy eating and good exercise routine and good training. But yeah, over and above the weight loss is that my clothes are fitting better, I look more in shape, and most importantly I feel really good. I feel a lot more healthy than I did at the start of this. I think cutting out lots of the sort of bad foods, anything processed, sort of high sugar foods I've cut out pretty much completely. Alcohol's gone, sort of sugary drinks and that sort of thing are all gone, and I feel great for it. So yeah, this is a final part of this sort of series, but I'm going to start next week on my training plan. So yeah, keep an eye out for videos about that. But in the meantime, please subscribe if you have enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.